On LEGO's Instagram story, they started a series of posts this morning saying how to lure a dinosaur. And I was like, wait, these are not sets that we've seen before. I've never even seen this piece before. This is like a Jurassic Park version of those goofy 4+ dinosaurs I loved from Spidey and His Amazing Friends last year. And then I'm like, okay, if I check on Jedi Jack Penguin's leak site, these names align with what I see here. Well, some of them at least. So like, for example, there's a set literally called Young T-Rex Transport Truck, which will be 4+ according to that site. And in this very same slide, we have a design of this transport truck at the very top. So this will be $30 with 115 pieces, releasing in August 2026. That pretty much looks like it's 115 pieces. Don't get confused with the car because that uses one of those Junior's chassis pieces, so it's not using too much at the base there. I'm guessing the buggy is also part of the set, and I figure, yeah, 2 minifigures is what will be here, but all we really knew was the price, piece count, and release date and name for the set from Jedi Jack Penguin's site. That new T-Rex looks really funny. It gives me Land Before Time vibes beyond just, like I said, the Spidey and His Amazing Friends. I think I'm sensing something looking at this. I mean, we're getting Toy Story 5 sets. They could use this piece for Rex. Of course, Toy Story 5 sets might be 4+, but I could see that working, though I love the original Rex pieces that we got back in 2010 in like 2 sets. Okay, that piece did come back in 2019 with one Toy Story 4 set where they updated the printing too. I like that. Maybe this will come back, and maybe my speculation of something similar to this being the basis for a new LEGO Rex minifigure is off base. I always love getting new pieces for LEGO minifigure scale dinosaurs, so I'm quite happy about that. The design of this set right here aligns with what's called the Spinosaurus Escape set that has 820 pieces and will retail for $75 in the United States, also releasing in August 2026. That would make sense because if you notice, 820 pieces is $75. If this was a set that would include a Spinosaurus made of like what, a couple pieces, under 20 pieces, this would be like $100. This being $75 with 820 pieces reminds me of last year's Jurassic World Rebirth Mosasaurus set, which was $60 for 858 pieces and had a brick-built Mosasaurus. Right away, I think of the classic LEGO Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus, like down to the colors and everything there. So there's a bit of nostalgia there for me. I could see people peeved though if they want this to be consistent with other dinosaurs. In the other Spinosaurus, there was that different colored Spinosaurus last year in the largest Rebirth set though. It doesn't have the same colors as this one, so if you want it with those specialized pieces, you won't be getting that. I'm not in love with this brick-built design, but I'm just happy it doesn't look like robotic. The only part that looks kind of robotic is unfortunately a key part, which would be like the front of the head with the teeth and everything there, the snout, I guess. That doesn't completely work for me, unfortunately. I mean, that section specifically is so similar to what we got with the Mosasaurus, but the rest of the Mosasaurus, like with the head design, had a nice leveling with that part. Here, it's almost like the angles of the actual like head part with the eyes and everything around there is almost too sharp. So I think that's where that feeling is coming from for me. I do like how they built that center part, blending in those different pieces and it says not on top technique to get that specific pattern down really well. Now looking at this design, I wonder if this little gate at the back is part of the build. It's interesting that there's like a 2x4 tile of the Jurassic Park logo there. I'm not really sure if this is a display set or a play set. Regardless, I like how that uses the shrieking piece a couple times for like spikes on there. That's pretty clever. I wonder if these 2 minifigures and that motorcycle are part of the set. Either way, that's the first time we're getting that motorcycle piece in that olive color, which is welcome. And then there was this slide right here, which if I had to guess is the set that's titled Baby Pteranodon on Jedi Jack Penguin's leak site, which apparently has 373 pieces, retails for $30, once again August 1st, 2026 release. This has a recolor of like the Ghost Spider Pteranodon piece from those Spidey sets. That's exclusive to the set in that color scheme. And I believe these 2 baby dinos are exclusive to the set in that specific recolor. I like the pattern on the blue one especially. No, it's not blue. And while I'm not sure which character this is, if it is a named character, This is the return of Chris Pratt. Yep, Owen comes back in a Lego set. I thought with Rebirth doing entirely new characters, we wouldn't see Owen in future sets, but nope, somehow Chris Pratt has returned. Last time we saw him was 4 years ago, unless you count random magazine promos. New torso, but it seems like his Guardians of the Galaxy face. Does that mean the one minifigure in the baby T-Rex transport set is Claire? Wait, so that means this must be Kayla. Yeah, I remembered her name from Dominion, which at least the hairpiece this time around is actually accurate. The one from 2022 was so inaccurate. Regardless, the baby Pteranodon set is rumored to have 373 pieces for $30, which is a good price for piece ratio, and that really translates if you look at the back there, where there's like a pretty elaborate structure, considering that you get that and the design of that helicopter up top. Okay, maybe elaborate's a stretch for that build there. I have to be honest, this looks a lot like a 4+ set, but it's not rumored to be 4+. It's a 7+ set, so who knows what's going on here and why it looks so simplistic. I mean, 373 pieces for $30, no 4+ set would ever be that price range. If it had 373 pieces, it'd be like $70 if it was 4+. I mean, just look at the 382 piece Bluey's Family House for $70. This new partial reveal strategy they're trying for the Jurassic Park theme is interesting, and I don't think I like it. Like, you know, earlier this week we had a whole video advertising the Jeep set, but like you get a blurry picture here, a blurry look here, kind of a full look at the end, but it's not the best quality. Just drop all of this on your Lego shop at home or whatever, your press release sections, that we get full quality pictures. And then in that video, there was like a blurry tease for another set that was coming out this year, the Triceratops fossils. And now we get partials of, oh, I think it's this set according to leaks, but I'm not entirely sure. It just feels a little bit half-baked to me. I don't think this drums up excitement, but rather spins confusion, and I'd rather them just drop the whole sets. Who knows though? Maybe that's a bad take. Regardless, there is one more set that makes up this August wave of 4 sets. That one hasn't been partially revealed in any way, and that's the Mosasaurus Boat Attack, which will be 703 pieces and $100. That will be a 7+ and not like a 4+. That is very interesting because it seems like that's the inverse of what they did with the Spinosaurus in 2025 to 2026. 2025, you have the specialized piece Spinosaurus. 2026, you have a brick built. 2025, you have the brick-built Mosasaurus. 2026, it seems like this will be a specialized piece Mosasaurus, which so many people have wanted forever, to have that updated, modern minifigure scale Mosasaurus made out of a couple pieces. I could tell that it's not going to be brick-built again, because, well, first off, we got one last year for that. But this has a $100 price and then a 703 piece count, which is more in the ratios that you would see for the Jurassic Park/World sets that include specialized dino designs. So I'm intrigued to see how that turns out, and also it would be the first time we're getting a specialized Mosasaurus design since the Dino 2000 set. Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments below if anything about these sets stands out to you. Do you like that we're getting a brick-built dino for the Spinosaurus instead of getting a recolor of the one that existed before? Subscribe here for more LEGO news and commentary. Last time I'll say this, on Just 2 Film, I'm going to be doing an Oscars live stream with one of my friends. We're going to be reacting to the 2026 Academy Awards tonight. We're going to be building LEGO during that live stream. But if you like movies, go check that out at 6:30 p.m. EST. I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.